Hey guys, welcome to the DayZ Beginner's Guide series, episode 8 today. So we are going to continue with the weapon basics, and today we're going to cover the modification section of the game, as well as like the different firing mechanics and how that works. But yeah, other than that, guys, let's hop into DayZ and I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So sorry about the fail on last week's video, or sorry, not last week's, but on Tuesday's video for the no audio. I freaking recorded it and edited it, and then after I edited it, I was watching it back, and I was like, really? Forgot to unmute the game audio. So you didn't miss much, honestly. The whole video was just unpacking and packing mags basically. So you didn't miss much in the audio department. I made sure the audio is on for this one though. But basically, so I want to cover weapon modifications, and then the basics of like shooting the different types of weapons in the game. And then at the end of the video, we'll go over how to keep your guns tip top and up to shape by using a gun cleaning kit. So for the beginning of this video, let's get our guns modified, and then we can go down out of the safe zone and shoot a couple rounds so I can show you what I'm talking about. So let's use the AK. So this one gives a suppressor, lets you use the suppressor. You can put ghillie wraps on guns, which is pretty cool. So ghillie wraps, I'm pretty sure, are used by combining burlap sacks with netting that you find in game, and then you can create like burlap covers for your person and for your guns. And then this one has a stock modification. So I grabbed a KA polymer buttstock. I can combine that, and now it's going to put the stock on the gun, which is pretty cool. Now there's different stocks you can find in the game for AKs, so just kind of whatever works best for you. This also has a suppressor modification, and this is like a little makeshift suppressor you can make. So you can find guns with suppressors already on them in the game, and then you can also make suppressors by using an empty plastic water bottle and a duct tape, roll of duct tape. You combine them, it makes this, which is a little plastic bottle suppressor. Now I can combine this as well, and it puts the suppressor on there. Now these get damaged pretty quickly, and then if it's not pristine, as it wears down, basically the shots get louder and louder and louder. So you want to be careful to either have enough materials to craft multiple of these, or use it sparingly on situations where maybe you're sneaking up on a guy, he doesn't know you're there, you shoot, you miss. Okay, well, now at least I was suppressed. You know, if I wasn't suppressed, you know exactly where I was. So that's kind of that modification area, which is kind of cool. We'll go over the Glock now. So the Glock has a couple different ones. So there is a red dot sight, which is kind of cool. So I can put a red dot on the pistol. There's a pistol modification, or I mean a light modification for the pistol, sorry. So now that I can put a weapon light on there. Now lights in DayZ really aren't the move. It can be helpful because the night times do get pretty dark, but the issue with them is the fact that you are so lit up like a spotlight when you use them at night that it can be very dangerous to use them. Just as, you know, any normal flashlight, as soon as you turn that thing on, everyone's going to know where you are. So use it sparingly. And then this also has a suppressor, the suppressor little modification area. So I'll grab this off of there and put that on here. And now I have a little suppressor for my pistol, which is pretty cool. And then the repeater carbine, since I have that as well, we'll go over that as well. There's really, before we leave, so as you apply red dot sights and flashlights to guns, you're gonna need a battery to power those devices. And so you can find 9-volt batteries in the world of DayZ, and you would just drag it in here. And what this is going to do is one battery will power the red dot, the other battery will power the flashlight. So if I take these batteries out real quick, and let's, I'll wait. But yeah, so you basically just need batteries in these devices to make them work, or else you're going to be looking into nothing in a red dot and your flashlight won't turn on. So keep in mind that if you do find a red dot you like, or just a red dot in general for your gun, be on the lookout for batteries in order to power those red dots. Now, if you look at the AK, this one does not have a red dot little icon down here, so you can't put red dots on the AK, the 74U. But I know that like AK-47s and stuff do give you an option. You can use red dots Unless I dropped it. You can use red dots like this OKP7 for AK type weapons. And this also needs a battery to be powered. But if it has this little mount on the bottom, it'll attach directly to an AK platform. And then you can also find like Picatinny rails that have this type of mount attached to it. And then instead of a red dot, it's just a rail. And then you can put whatever red dot you want on there. So if you're running an AK that does have a red dot like modification slot, be on the lookout for red dots that have the little rail that can be attached, or like PSO scopes have it and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. Now with the repeater, really the only thing you can do this is put a suppressor and a little ghillie netting on it. So like I did with the other guns, I can put this water bottle suppressor on there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's run out to out of the safe zone so we can shoot a couple rounds off, and I can show you guys what I'm talking about with the different ways that these guns interact and how to shoot them properly. All right, guys, we are outside of the safe zone now. I'm just in this little cubby room. I can show you guys what I'm talking about here. So I have the pistol out. Now, the batteries are not in it. Now, if you look here, when I ADS, I don't get a red dot because there's no battery in it. And I can't, if you look at the bottom left, the switch off, there when there's a battery in it, it'll say switch on. That's for the flashlight. Right now, if I left click, it doesn't do anything because there's not a battery in it to power it. So if I come here and I put a battery in these slots, now when I ADS, one, the flashlight's on, which is pretty cool. So I would basically, you have to pull it out. You can't have it pulled up like this, but once you pull it into your hands, that's when you can turn on and off flashlights. Oh, I think it actually might be bugged right now. Let's turn this back on over here and see. Yeah, so, oh, wait. Yeah, it's bugged. It's 100% bugged. This flashlight's bugged right now, so that's wonderful. But the red dot works now. So now I have a red dot. And then basically you have to be careful of this white bar here for the battery, because as it's in this red dot and being used, it'll drain, and then once it dies, you're shit out of luck there. Now with let's put the suppressor on just to make it a little bit quieter. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let's put that on here. So with pistols, let me give you a quick rundown on the keybinds on how guns work real quick. So holding right click will ready your weapon like this for hip firing stuff. Pressing the right mouse button will ADS. Now obviously there's the suppressor's blocking the red dot like crazy right now. But if you find like a normal suppressor in like a military base or something and put it on here, it's not going to block the red dot nearly as much. Now, what I like to do with keybinds when it comes to like weapon mechanics is I will hold R to ready the weapon up, especially if I'm clearing like a military base or a house that might be in a KOS site, like a KOS town or something, is I'll have the weapon up and ready, and then pressing shift will like ADS for you. So that's what I like to do personally. You can always just have it in your hands, and when you need to, right click and then, you know, work it. But what I like to do is just hold it in the ready, and then pressing shift will bring it up to an ADS type of view there, and that works for every weapon. Now another thing too is holding your breath. Now obviously with a pistol it doesn't really matter too much. It zooms you in a little bit, so if you're taking a further shot it helps. But what I think it's either, I think the stock keybind might be either caps lock or control. Mine's control. I don't remember if I changed my keybinds for it or not, but basically holding your hold breath button will zoom in a little bit and then steady the weapon. You obviously will run out of breath just like any other first person shooter. But shooting this gun, it's a semi-auto gun is what I like to call it. So you just press and it shoots, press and it shoots. That's pretty much all it does. Now, if we were to switch to let's take this off first. And now let's switch to the AK. Put this on. With this gun, right, it's the same mechanics, right? Hold the right mouse button to ready the weapon, and then I like to press shift to ADS, or you can I got zombies on me now that I shot, or you can just press the right mouse button and ADSs. But this gun is in full auto right now, so if I were to just hold left click, it shoots, right? Now My switch fire mode is C, so by pressing C, it turns into semi-auto. And then that's pretty much it there. With the repeater, this is where things get a little confusing. So with the repeater, I'll put that on there. With the repeater, it's a little bit different. So I like to call them single shot weapons. Single shot weapons are guns that you fire once and then you need to perform some action to fire again. So that in this case, that's a lever action. In rifles, there's bolt guns where you need to chamber the bolt back, and then in shotguns where you need to pump the actual the slug back into the gun to fire another round. Now, the way this works is a little different than most games. It's not like the pistol would be, where you shoot and then it automatically does it for you. In this case, when DayZ, you shoot, and then you need to press R to load that next gun in. Press R to load that next gun in. And this is with pump action shotguns, bolt action rifles, and lever action rifles like this one. So keep in mind that as you are looting these weapons and kind of getting ready to get into action, that if you have a single shot weapon that needs some sort of action to shoot again, be sure that after you left click, you're hitting that R to load the next bullet into the chamber. So yeah, that's the one thing that kind of threw me off with this game over other games, is when it comes to the single shot weapons like lever actions, bolt actions, and pump action shotguns. Make sure you are pressing R after you shoot in order to get that next bullet into the chamber, or else you're just going to be clicking nothing, right? So if I were to shoot this and then try to shoot again, I'm clicking. I need to press R to put that next bullet in, which is pretty funny, because if you're not expecting it, you can get screwed over pretty easily. But yeah, guys, that's kind of weapon mechanics for DayZ. But like I mentioned in Tuesday's video, basically how to load bullets into weapons, how to unload bullets from weapons. And one thing I didn't cover is the way that you unload load magazines with bullets by putting the magazine in your hand and then combining the bullets with it. You can do the same thing to unload bullets from magazines just by having the magazine in your hand, and then just holding left click will unload bullets. So like, for example, right, let's say for example I'm running this KAS 74U and I don't have any magazine, or I don't have any bullets for it. I come across the bullets and then I come across a magazine with bullets in it. I can load the bullets in to that magazine, and then let's say for example I find like a better magazine for whatever reason, maybe it was a 20 rounder and I find a 30 rounder. I can put the 20 rounder in my hands, unload all the bullets, and then put the 30 rounder in my hands and load all those bullets back in. So that's kind of helpful to know. And then in today's video we covered modifications and kind of the shooting mechanics. Just keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, if you're using a single shot weapon like a pump action shotgun, a bolt action rifle, or a lever action rifle, make sure you're pressing R after each shot in order to chamber that next bullet into the gun. But yeah, guys, one last thing, I didn't grab one, but it's pretty simple. Just like how we covered before with the sharpening stone, the sewing kit, the duct tape, and the leather sewing kit, you can find gun cleaning kits. And so if you were to find a gun on the ground that's damaged or badly damaged, you can use a weapon cleaning kit and combine it, just like with these other items, to clean that gun and make it so it's worn instead of badly damaged. If you find a gun that's like badly damaged and you try shooting it, it has a way bit higher chance of jamming, which is not a good thing. So just keep in mind that if you find a gun that you really like but it's damaged or badly damaged, keep an eye out for a cleaning kit if you're not going to drop it, or not if you're going to use it in the future as well. But yeah, guys, that kind of wraps up this video. Let's head back out to the full cam to finish up. Alright, guys, that'll wrap up today's video on weapon mechanics. If there's anything else you want me to cover when it comes to weapons, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to make another weapon video. They're super fun to make. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys when it comes into using the firearms in DayZ, and if you happen to get into some sort of altercation, to just best prepare yourself just in case. You don't want to be in the situation of, I have a repeater, awesome, and I go to shoot, and then, oh crap, now I'm clicking, but I know I have more bullets. What's going on? Stuff like that is super helpful. But yeah, I stream live on Twitch every day of the week. So if you have any questions about DayZ, or if you just want to stop by, say hi, hang out, I'd greatly appreciate it. The link for that will be down in the description below. I also post my stream highlights on TikTok. So if you want to head over there and check out the content, I'd greatly appreciate it. The link for that will be in the description too. But yeah, guys, that'll wrap up today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, as all of those will greatly help the channel grow, and I'd appreciate it very much. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, watching the video, and I will see you next time. Peace.